when you are just starting out, let's say you're aspiring to be able to create multiple income streams like you've mentioned, one, you need to know what you want.
Well, the Leaders Podcast, People, Purpose, and Progress with me, Simon Chris Makanga. Thank you so much, friends, for being part of this wonderful family. And I'm always super excited about the growth that we are having on this channel. By the way, for starters, before we proceed, the team and I were going through the channel and we noticed that 85% of the people that come to watch this content, you do not subscribe. Please help us. If you still want to be part of this wonderful family where we don't talk about leadership in terms of titles, but we talk about leadership in terms of action and purpose, go ahead and subscribe and also be part of this wonderful family. Well, our special guest tonight is a powerhouse in finance, business coaching, and career development. He's a certified public accountant and one of Uganda's New Vision's Best 40 Under 40, Coach Samuel Ibanda. It's a pleasure to have you on this wonderful conversation, and I thank you so much for taking time to come and share your story with us as we are going to delve so much into finances and money.
Thank you so much, Simon, and thank you so much to the viewers. I'm a viewer as well of the podcast, and I think I've seen a lot of growth happening on the podcast. I think I've watched quite a number of episodes, and I'm glad that I'm this side of the bench, again, having this conversation. So thank you so much for hosting me, and thank you for the great work that you and the team are doing. I think you see, when you see podcasts that are speaking about leadership, leadership is it's a big topic. It's I don't know what I can say, and you see, it's, I think, John Maxwell that says that everything rises and falls on leadership.
Yeah.
So if somebody understands what it means to lead, and leadership is not just leading other people, but also leading yourself as an individual.
True.
So when you appreciate what leadership is, then you really you give the flowers to the people who have showed up to drive that journey of leadership.
And I want to commend you so much for the great job you're doing, Coach Samuel. Believe you me, helping people discover their purpose is something very credible before God. Because believe you me, Coach Samuel, it's very painful to send a young soul 6 feet under the grave, even those who are 60 and above, without discovering their purpose, without knowing, why was I created? Why am I here on earth? Thank you so much for the good job you're doing. But allow me to take you back when you're little. What did the money mean to you when you were growing up as a child?
Thank you so much. So, growing up, of course, money meant access. Because growing up in a rural community, I know is what we call humble beginning. I would say that money was looked at from the perspective of, if I had money, it means that I had access. So and for me, I also came to appreciate that money was about value.
Okay.
So my parents were business people who dealt in buying and selling of products. So whenever I got a chance as a little child to visit their shops and seeing them receive the money by exchange of a value or products, that in itself sparked something into my mind that if I needed money, then I needed to be able to have something I offer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, allow me also bring this to your attention. I'm wondering, my grandparents died looking for money. My parents are looking for money. I am looking for money. My children will look for money, and I will die looking for money. And I'm wondering, how did the money gain this much power to a point that he who has it is stronger than he who doesn't have it? Okay? The one who doesn't have is always in distress. The one who has it is happy. But the one who has it and fails to control it, it controls him and also kills him at one point. how did the money have power? To the point that even a political leader with money, you are a strong leader. Even if you are a man of God, without money, people may not believe in you. How did the money get to have power?
Yeah. So money has been here for a long period of time. Even when you read the Good Bible, tells us that there was money. We read a lot of exchange. Even Jesus to be betrayed, he was betrayed through exchange of money. So I want to believe that money is part of the way how humans live, because for us to have activity within each other, we need to have an exchange of value. And the early economists thought it wise that we needed to have something you'd call money, because previously we used to have barter trade where people would just exchange. You have your matoke, we exchange, I give you my beans, and life continued. But we live in an era where now money has become, I know we even have digital money, but money is a medium of exchange that we will not be here, will not be putting on the clothes we are putting on if at all there was no element of money. Because there is money means that people are going to put up products. Because there is money, somebody's going to come and spend time putting up this building where we are. So money enables us to live as humans, and that is why the economists felt it wise, so that money is created such that we can be able to live this life where somebody is able to exchange something with another person as the exchange value. So money is very important.
What is the greatest mistake that many of us make while we are hunting for money? You see, I'm coming from a point that if you go downtown at Chiseka, you'll see so many people moving left, right, center, left, right, center. I have taken a picture there before, and I say that almost everyone who's moving, or the one we see on the street, he's either going to spend money or is going to earn money. What is that greatest mistake that most of us do as we are looking for money and building wealth?
Yeah, I know you've mentioned something, and I think it's very, very important. Again, I think the key mistake that we make is thinking about money as an end in itself. So quite a number of people, like you mentioned, they think they were born to pay bills. Basically, you're born, you go to school, study, and find yourself into school. You get a job, look for money to pay the bills. Now, money needs to be looked at from a different perspective. And some people just look for the money, but they forget so much about the aspects of value. That money is about providing value. So instead of you just looking for the money, you need to be able to look at aspects of how do I create more value. Because value attracts the money.
Okay.
So quite a number of people are chasing the money, yet they should actually be creating a system that attracts the money.
Build value around yourself.
Yes.
You know, you remind me of something I read some years back when I wanted to have a change on myself, especially career. I said, okay, how do I become the best journalist? And I said, okay, this is what I need. And one of the things I noticed is that having values around you attracts the same people with that value that you have built around yourself. For instance, you walk into an office and you're putting on jeans and you're meeting people in suits, but you need them more than they need you. Meaning you're going to be subjected to judgment based on how you have appeared.
Exactly. Yeah, I think this even gets down to what we just mentioned, value. So who who makes decision about value. Like, who am I creating the value for? Because value is created for the other person on the other side. So if you see, no matter how passionate you think your product is, or how you think valuable your product might be, or even how valuable you think your skills are as an individual, if the other party does not see that same value or value that exceeds, means that there's no way you're going to attract them to give you the money that you're looking for, or to attract them to take their attention. So as we're creating value, as we're in this journey of looking for the money, we need to think about the other party who has the money. So if the other party judges you by the way you look, means that you have to create a look that is able to match their expectations. Because if you do not do that, means that they will look for another person who is able to match what they regard as value.
How do you reconcile with somebody who told me that in life, everything act? Do you have to lose yourself to be what the society wants to get what you want?
I want to say that we don't live in a vacuum, and society has a way of life that we need to align with, and that is one of the things that I think on this journey of looking money I've come to appreciate, that they're what we call the minimum standards that the world has put there. Yes, you can choose to be able to live by your standards, by what you think you believe in. But if at all you want to build and you want to live in harmony with others, with other people in society, then you need to get into a position where you now start to think about how what other people think about you as an individual.
You have to be mindful.
And then the other thing is, you also need to understand, you see, Simon, everything in this world has its certain principles to it. If you're going to be a good runner, there are certain principles that make you a good runner.
Disciplines.
The different disciplines. If you're going to be a good teacher, there are also different aspects that make you a good teacher. And the same thing with journalism, like the way you mentioned what you wanted to do. So if you want to thrive in life in certain aspects, then you need to I don't know which word can I use, but
pay the price.
You need to pay the price. You need to align to the expectations that are required for that kind of journey.
And by the way, that journey is not an easy journey.
Yeah.
It has never been smooth.
Yes.
It requires you to sacrifice your personal pleasures. It requires you to be in places where you're not supposed to be. It requires you to wear a certain way where you're not supposed to wear. But Coach Samuel, one of your classes, you have shared with people there is the need for them to have multiple sources of income as a way of building wealth.
Yes.
And I'm wondering, how do you speak to somebody or who is just starting up?
Yeah.
They have nothing. The only thing they have is maybe themselves. How would you help a person like that?
So one, I think I've been to that place before, and I want to speak from experience that when you are just starting out, let's say you're aspiring to be able to create multiple income streams, like you've mentioned, one, you need to know what you want in life.
Okay. This is a person that you're telling them to have multiple sources of income. Yeah. Okay? You tell them you need them. Yeah. But how would you help them to understand or discover that, hey, you actually deserve more?
Yeah, and again, it's about, you see, everything starts within, and that encompasses aspects of self-belief
Mm.
and understanding somebody's potential, what they can really do.
Mm.
And why do I start from this point is somebody who is going to be rich and build own large companies and do great things
Mm.
starts with believing in self.
Mm.
Because if there is a missing link with believing in what you can accomplish, you see, if in your brain you think a 4-bedroom house is okay for you,
And you'll attract that.
much likely you're going to attract that. If you believe that you can actually create a multinational company,
Wow.
it's possible that you can.
That's deep. Coach Samuel, that's deep.
Very. It needs to be deep. Because you see, you cannot achieve what you have not believed in your mind.
You know,
You attract what you've read.
that reminds me, Coach Samuel.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you also remember the very first time you got a phone. I remember mine.
Yeah.
It was a Nokia 1600. It was senior 3, I think second term around there.
Yeah.
My parents didn't know about it. But every time I saw somebody with that phone, one day, every time I saw it at Gazaland,
Yeah.
one day. So every time I got an opportunity to make money, I saved for that phone. Yeah. And eventually, I didn't buy any other phone. Nokia 1600. And I think that resonates with what you're saying. That what you focus your mind on, eventually you attract it.
You attract and achieve. You attract and achieve. And you see, this is not just about thinking about it or being, but it goes beyond to now start to see, ask yourself, so how can I actually achieve it? One of the things that I do believe in is if others have done it, then I can also do it. And by having that belief, I go beyond to see what have they done to actually get there. And again, it gets back to what I've said, principles. There are principles of getting rich. There are principles of succeeding in life. You see, certain things do not even require prayer or whatever. Like, there are principles that move you to the next level. And I live by 5 principles that I usually tell people. I tell people that, one, it starts with purpose. And by purpose, I mean you need to get down to appreciate why you're alive.
Why you're breathing.
Why you're breathing. You also need to get down to be able to attach to a why to whatever you're doing every day. Like, why are you in school? Why are you an accountant? Or why are you a journalist? When you miss to understand why you are what you are doing, means that you're going to miss a lot around it. So your purpose is very important.
Does somebody need to call you? That's a fundamental question, Coach Samuel.
Yeah.
If I'm working for an insurance company and I go back home with my salary, which is not enough, I am complaining every day. And I'm asking myself, why am I on earth? Does somebody need to call you to help them answer that question?
There are different ways you can be able to answer that question. Of course, I'm a mentor and a coach, and one of the things that I do is that to help people to be able to identify who they are. But I want to say that that question can also be answered by you as an individual through self-reflection.
Okay.
And sometimes getting down, there's a self-realization. There's what we call self-awareness. And as a leader, it's a very critical, important aspect to you. You need to be able to get down to understand, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What opportunities do I have? How has my background shaped me as an individual? Why may I be experiencing whatever I'm experiencing?
Okay.
Sometimes whatever you see as a challenge is actually an opportunity for you. It's like that is where your next success lies. because of the experience you're going on. And when you reflect back, you get to realize that there are lots of dots that have actually just connected backwards because of where you're living. You see, right now we're having this podcast, and for sometimes it may seem to be a journey that people may just see the journey the way it is, but you do not know where this podcast is going in the next 10 years.
True.
So whatever you're doing right now, and that gets down to purpose. Whatever you do, why are you doing what you're doing? Whenever you know why you're doing whatever you're doing, then it helps you want to be focused,
Pay the price.
to pay the price, to be patient, to also invest the time, and to be intentional in the process. Like, people will see you showing up, but for you, you'll be like, we saw him starting. We saw that podcast starting. And
What does the word never give up mean to you, Coach Samuel? I'm sure you tell those words to to your students.
yeah,
Never give up.
yeah.
When you tell me never give up, what is the missing statement in there?
So never give up is from the background that in your journey to your success, in your journey to where you're destined to be, 100% you're going to find challenges.
It's a preparation.
It's a preparation, knowing that there is a cross to carry to getting where you need to get to. So never giving up is more of, when these circumstances come, be aware and know that you're going to go over them. Like, they're not going to last forever. And the other thing is, sometimes this never give up is even from the background that whatever you're going to go through is actually necessary for who you need to be.
And you know what the beauty about that, Coach Samuel? When you're doing your purpose, sometimes you go into a room and they tell you, never give up, never give up. Honestly, at that moment, they never make sense. Until you look back and you're like, oh, it's because I never gave up. Because they will call you for something, even if it's not paying, you will go. You'll hit a snag and you're like, what opportunities can I see in here? And you're like, oh, this was meant to happen for me to see this. And then you keep going.
Exactly. And you see, that resilience prepares you even for, you see, they say, if you can't take care of the small, even when the big comes, you can't take care.
I mean, even if besides even taking care, if you're not grateful.
Yeah, you're not grateful. So whatever you're doing today is actually preparing you for something that is greater. Even the business you're running, the small business, some of the challenges you're encountering right now are going to help you form a good foundation for a business that is going to last beyond generations. But because you went through these challenges, you fixed some of these gaps, and these gaps are now going to set a stronger foundation for people that will come after you.
How do you define financial discipline?
So financial discipline is staying committed to your financial goals.
Okay.
So by financial goals, we are trying to see what do I want to achieve in 5-10 years from now, or what do I want to achieve out of life? What kind of assets do I want to own as an individual? What do I want to do for my children? When you look at all those aspects, they're like your goals. Those are things that you want to achieve. Now, for you to achieve them requires that there's going to be some element of commitment. Knowing that you're going to sometimes have to forego pleasure, or either it's taking that trip, or going out with the boys, or taking whatever you need to take. You're going to forego those for the purpose that you're building something that is going to get you to another level. If you're going to let's say build your home within the next 10 years, you already know what is required of you to actually build that home. And if you're not committed, if you're not disciplined around your savings, around the investments that you're putting aside, then it is hardly you're going to meet your key goal of owning that.
You're really speaking to the people that follow these conversations. And these are great leaders. Because you cannot be a great leader without planning.
Exactly.
I mean, you can't just live. You can't just live. You need to know that today is maybe a Friday. This is what I need. This is what I've done. But allow me, there's a story that a friend of mine told me about. And I said, when I meet Coach Samuel, I'll have to share this story and also help that person and also help others. There's a couple. They've been married for 4 years. The lady, the wife, discovered that she had an inheritance from the father. And that she's a billionaire as we speak. The husband has resigned from his job. And she's saying, what do I do with the money? My husband has resigned. For him, I said, I'm not going back to work. After you becoming a billionaire. And she's asking herself, what can she do? You're earning maybe say 3 million a month. And then you wake up in the morning, you have 5 billion. Where do I have to call Coach Samuel? What do I do?
So again, it comes back down to there's what I call the producer and consumer mindset. So Simon, when you see 100 billion, you may see it differently. You may see that money multiplying, creating big businesses. You're running a media company, elevating your media company. Another person will see that 100 million now, they'll see a Benz. That's comfortable for them, or they'll see whatever they see. So the couple that you've just shared, and I think this happens, it may not be to that extent of money, but this happens with quite a number of people. There are people who, when they receive an amount of money unexpectedly, they look at it from the consumption basis. Like, we have something to consume. You get it? If somebody is looking at it from the perspective of utilizing that money to create more money, that's a very good idea. Because at the end of the day, you know that just as the other person left inheritance, I'm resigning this job so that we can sit down and see how we can plan for this money and create more wealth, such that we can actually create generational wealth that could benefit 2 generations to come. And that comes from how somebody thinks about money in itself. So what I would say is couples, and this is one of the things I usually tell couples, is that one, it comes down to how you start your marriage.
Okay.
If you start your marriage on a foundation where you've not discussed key important aspects like around money, means that you're going to reach somewhere and you either you feel you're being cheated by your partner in terms of how maybe your partner is now earning more money than how they were earning at the start, and you need to define all this. But when you sit down as a couple and say, this is what we want to achieve in life, this is the kind of life we want to live, this is the kind of assets we want to grow, this is the life that we want our children and grandchildren to benefit from.
I hear you.
Means that even when abundance comes, there's already the election around it. Like, there are no surprises.
There should be a plan.
Basically, there's a plan.
You remind me, many years ago when I just started my career, I started with a radio and I was doing a late night show. Very young, but advising couples. But out of reading, I read the book, 6 Ways of What You Should Consider Before Getting Married. And I think it was number 4. The guy said about children, meaning planning. Plan. How are you going to have these children? How many do you want? What happens in case you don't get them? And then when it came to money, he said, okay, think as a couple. How are we going to make the money? How are we going to spend it? And how are we going to save it? And what happens when we don't get it?
Very, very important. I like the what happens when we don't get it.
Hey.
It's also very important because you see, of course, in planning, you need also to be able to plan for what you may call a worst case scenario and say, what if we don't get it? What shall we exactly do? So it's a very important message, and you've really great addition for the couples out there to be able to think deeply around how do we give the election to our money, because you see, money is a very important aspect in a relationship. They say money is next to infidelity when it comes to the reasons why families break up, and how you handle money as a couple also influences how your children are going to handle the money.
True.
And how the next generations are going to handle money. So this is a foundation. So these are principles that you're setting aside that are going to give you direction and leadership when it comes to how you manage your finances.
Let's talk about kindness and money. I have a couple of leaders on this platform.
Yeah.
Even those in the diaspora. By the way, we have a community in the UK. We have a community in the US, UAE, Rwanda,
Correct.
Kenya, and in Uganda. Friends, the family is quite big.
Yeah.
Let's speak about kindness and money. I'm one of the people that used to struggle a lot with that, and I'm still struggling. You see, Coach Samuel, you earn your 2.5, your 1.5, your 1M, your 500, your 300, whatever amount you're earning.
Yeah.
And then you have your uncle, your mom, your siblings, your neighbor. Soon as you get it, you think about them.
Yeah.
And they really need to eat of your sweat. Probably even the man of God is telling you, be as kind as Jesus was. But you have a goal of building wealth.
Yeah.
And Coach Samuel is telling you, you need to save. You need to have multiple sources of income. How do I juggle with that?
You ask a very pertinent issue because we live in a society where we've been groomed by society. So somehow we feel we need to pay back to society. And that has been a very big challenge because even there are people who are going to their diaspora and they have to send back money. But I look at it from this point of view that despite the kindness and the wealth help, we need to be able to think about our money journeys as individuals as well. What we want to be able to, because we've seen quite a number of people who have ended up in regret because they have been sending money home and they don't have anything to show as individuals. Because sometimes the people that we are giving also see abundance. Basically, you start to look at them more like a well that does not go dry. Yet in reality, you're actually doing that out of kindness. So give a direction to your money. And one of the things I say is, as an individual, I like budgeting. And is what we call the 50-30-20 rule, where you need to be able to give direction to your money in the way that 50% of what you're earning is getting to what you call the needs, the non-negotiables. Because you can't shelter, internet, clothing.
True. Medical.
Medical. All these are non-negotiables. So these need to be met. So 50%, if I'm earning 2 million, I need to be able to think about the 1 million needs to cater for this. So the 1 million, I'm sorry, I'll not give it out. You get, because I don't want to give out and struggle. Then I have the 30%. Now the 30%, this relates to my wants. So these are things that it could be entertainment, but it could also relate to aspects around personal development, attending a webinar or attending a masterclass or going for a trip. So in some or the other, these are things that we need in life, we want in life, but we can do away with them.
Do I need a financial coach?
Yeah.
If I've just gotten a job,
Yes.
and maybe I need somebody to help me negotiate on how much I need to earn. I have just earned in my 3M. I have my personal goals that I need to fulfill.
Yeah.
is it necessary for me to cross-check with Coach Samuel and say, Coach Samuel, I've just gotten a job and I'm given 3 million Ugandan shillings. Does someone need to consult you?
So I believe in mentorship, and I also believe in coaching. And that's the reason why I call myself Coach Samuel. So I believe that each one of us needs a coach, needs a mentor, because we do not know it all. And one, there's somebody who has walked your journey, Simon, but then there's also somebody who understands the concepts. I'm a trained accountant, I'm a certified public accountant. So it means that there's a level of education and understanding of money that I know that is different from you who is just starting out on your money.
True.
So there are certain insights and nuggets that I'm able to share with you that are able to help you make informed decisions compared to if at all you were actually making this decision by yourself. So that is why, as an individual, think about what you need. But if you can be able to have a mentor, a coach, they will be of a great advantage and addition
to grow with you.
To growing with you.
Why is it that sometimes I have money and then I am penniless? And then I get more money and then I'm penniless. And then I get money and I have no money. Is that how life is designed?
I want to believe that that journey is unique to certain individuals, and to certain individuals that journey is a bit different, and it comes to how we're looking at money, because certain people look at money today and do not look at money tomorrow. Because you see, Simon, today we are working not just for today. You see, when I earn an amount of money, either 3 million or 4 million or 5 million, that money is not just to cater for my needs today. You need to be able to look at tomorrow, because it's not like that tomorrow you'll actually be earning money. Like it's not assured. There are a lot of dynamics. We have seen quite a number of people lose their jobs after you said froze funds. What happens tomorrow when you cannot earn? Are you saving something that can save you for tomorrow? So people who have adopted the aspect of saving and investing means that they're able to create a life of abundance, where even when they do not have a job, they're not feeling like they do not have money, because they have already created a cushion for themselves that can help them survive for the next months. So it's about understanding that, okay, whatever abundance you have today, you have to plan it in a way that it can take care of you tomorrow, because there's definitely a time that is going to come, because we work about, let's say, 30 years on average. When you leave university when you're about 23, and by 50 you're actually getting out. What happens to the rest of the life? Who is going to take care of you for the rest of the life? So our parents were so lucky, and the grandfathers, they had lands where they would retire to the villages. We've been born in the villages. Where are we going to go back to?
True.
So it's very important for you to think about your earning right now and ask yourself, I'm earning this amount of money. What does my future look like? And quite a number of people, they miss the point of having to reflect about life 10, 15 years, 20 years from now.
Wow.
So when you get down to now, think about your life at that level, means that right now you're going to be inspired to plant a tree that you've been told takes 10 years to grow. Because in one or the other, you believe
it will grow.
It will grow and it will benefit you.
How do you measure success, Coach Samuel?
So I measure success from the perspective of purpose. And why I say purpose is because each one of us has what you may regard to as success.
Okay.
Everyone has their definition of success. And I'll tell you that for some people, it may be about having a lot of money. For some people, it may be about impact. One of my key goals is to impact over 2 million professionals, to help them transform their finances from just a single income to creating multiple income streams. If I'm able to achieve that, I'll call it success because it aligns down to my purpose. And if I'm on my deathbed, or if I'm with my grandchildren, what I regard to as a successful life is a life where I've been able to live according to what I regard as to my calling and purpose. I've been able to utilize who I was created for, to be able to end empty. Like Miles Monroe says,
So how?
empty.
So how, you've emptied yourself, or you're still emptying yourself?
Yes.
How would you make money?
So a very important question. So I make money by giving value. So one, I'm an employee, so I earn money as an employee, but I'm also a coach and mentor, and I do quite a number of things around public speaking. So I'm invited by organizations. I've done quite a number of organizations. I've been invited to speak to staff of NSSF. I've been invited to speak to Association of Administrators. Quite a number of organizations invite me and pay me money.
So what are some of the common practices that you're telling all those, if you're to combine all those that you've told them? What is that one common factor or practice that you tell them to do as they are building wealth?
So one thing that I usually tell them is, do not limit your capacity to earning to just one source of income. We've been, from school, we've been taught to think that we can only get money, let's say, from employment. If somebody starts to look at money from a point of that I cannot be able to create money from multiple income streams, then it means, because you see, our expenses grow every day. And we are working with organizations that are in an economy that is also that struggles. So to the extent that there are very few employers that are growing the incomes of their staff commensurate to the way the cost of living is increasing. So what does that mean? Does it mean that our children will not live the life that we want them to live? Does it mean that even ourselves shall not live the life that we desire to live? Shall mean that we shall not transfer any wealth to our children? So what that does means, you need to be able now to think about, how do I increase my income? Because you have two things. You have the income and then you have the expenses. If you can't reduce your expenses, definitely you need to be able to increase your income if you need to have any residue at the end of the day. So one of the critical things that I tell people is, do not limit your capacity to only
one source of income,
especially people who are employed, because you're working 8 to 5 and you're coming back home, your brain is tired, everything that you think about is the job. It's very good to be loyal at the job. I've been so much lucky, worked for great employers who have really catered for my income, but I want to believe that there is more to that, because at the end of the day, that job is not eternal. It's not going to be there forever. But what happens next? Are you using the salary that you're earning to create what I call, use it as a seed, plant it such that it can be able to bear other fruits, that can be able to create more income that can take care of you? What are you exactly doing with your money that can create more money?
Is it easy to preach water and drink water? Or there's a point where you have to preach water and go back and drink wine? How easy is it?
So one thing I would say that I'm a teacher and I'm also a coach, and I believe that we totally have different journeys. My journey may be totally different to my journey, and what that means is I may tell you that you can actually build a great media company with the aid of social media, and you don't need to own an entire media house to be able to thrive as an individual. You can leverage onto this podcast and build it to a business. But I'm not running a podcast business, and you're not asking me to be running a podcast business. So it's the same thing with preaching the water and going back to drink the wine, because water is not for me. I do believe that every one of us has a unique journey to ourselves, and that's why you see, as a coach, when you come to my coaching session, there are certain things I'm going to tell you, but I'm not doing them. Why? Because they're not for me.
They don't serve you. They're past experiences, probably.
They're past experiences, but my journey is also unique. I'm an accountant. I may not have the same strengths you have in journalism.
Sometimes it's hard for people to believe somebody without scars. Is it one of the challenges you've encountered in your practice as you're elevating people to help them discover their purpose? Sometimes they look at somebody and you're like, what does he know? Do you meet such challenges?
Yeah, I do meet such challenges, and that's why I usually tell my story, Makanga. And I'll tell you that if you phone me 20 years back as somebody who did not put on his shoes until I was in P5, somebody who did not even have a dream of getting to university because I had quite a number of siblings that had to also get to my level of high school such that I can also get to university. I think we've walked the journey. And one of the things that inspired me into this area of mentorship and coaching is not because I've studied so much, but because I've seen personal transformation happening for me, as an individual, where I've been able to pursue a course at university where my teachers told me, when you pursue that course, just plan for no job, because there are quite a number of people who have done the same job. But then I leverage on my strengths, my understanding, mentorship, coaching, to be able to graduate with a job and be able to redefine myself and understand that, okay, I'm not defined by my background. I'm not defined by where I came from. I'm not defined by my parents not making it to school. I'm defined by my potential, by what I can do, by my inner self abilities. So that alone has given me leverage. You see, I do coaching and mentorship, and the aspects that I coach people in, I coach people in the area of personal finance. I have a story around my personal finance journey, and whatever I share is something that comes from the journey I've been able to walk through as a young corporate getting out of university. I had goals. I said I need to construct my house. I need to be able to have a stable family, and those are some of the things that I've been able to achieve at a very young age, which I know quite a number of people have not been able to achieve. So when I see a young person who is leaving university, who is figuring out with life, who has certain goals in life, they want to live a much stable life, I'm helping them from experience. I'm saying, if you need to be able to, let's say, to have a stable income or to be able to take care of your family 10 years from now, you need to be able to get to a level where you're now looking at your 5-10 years from now and build that, because I've walked the journey. So you need to be able to get to. So I've found those challenges for quite a number of people, but you see, I'm a coach, and these are things that I've been able to learn and understand, and I've been able to see results in other people and also results in myself. So when I speak from an area of authority and an area of somebody whom I can say, some may call it an expert, but somebody who is trained to be able to give value.
So, Coach Samuel, you've spoken to quite a number of audiences. When you're leaving an audience, what is that one moment that you always you emphasize them to always remember about what you have taught them?
Yeah. So one of the things I usually tell my audiences is that, I believe in transformation.
Transformation.
And why I say transformation is I believe that everything is not achieved in a day.
True.
Because for quite a number of people, they want more from the first stair to the 10th stair. So one of the most important things that I want my audiences to go with is that, one, it's possible to achieve what you want to achieve, but you need to embrace the process. You need to embrace the journey. You need to understand that I can achieve it, but I need to put in the work to be able to achieve what I need to. And it's the reason why success is only for few. Because although as many people wish to achieve whatever they need to achieve, there are very few people who are ready to put in the work. So when you put in the work, means that you're going to get yourself into the 1%.
What does it mean, Coach Samuel? Yeah. Okay, when you tell us put in the work.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
So what I mean is, you see, I believe that there are principles to life. There are principles to a good runner. There are principles to a good musician. So one thing that has helped me in life is if I want to be a good podcaster, I'll watch quite a number of episodes.
True.
That Simon Makanga has done. And the reason why I'm watching is because I want to see the things that other people may not see that are going to make me a good podcaster. And that is the same thing that also happens even if let's say I want to be a good employee. Every time I enter into a workplace, the first thing I watch out for is to understand what makes a great employee in this place.
Okay.
And it's not surprised that for the last 2 organizations I've worked with, I've been able to make it to one of the best employees and even earn awards around it. Because I believe there's a formula to everything.
Let's speak to those disciplines, Coach Samuel.
Yes.
Because man, you cannot be great without greatness in you and without looking at people who are greater than you. Let's speak to some of the disciplines. What are those, okay, let me say 5 or a few disciplines that define Coach Samuel? I know you're on a journey, you're en route to somewhere. But there's some things you're doing consistently that keep you going. What are some of those disciplines?
So one of those disciplines is excellency.
Okay.
And excellence, I mean that if I'm called to do something, if I'm given a stage, I'll bring my best self.
Okay.
Because I believe that every stage sets me up for another stage.
Okay.
So if I bring a mediocre self, means that I'm going to limit myself to the next stage. So excellence is one of them. The other is continuous improvement, continuous learning. Because I believe that I may not be so good, but because every day I invest in myself, learning from other people who have done it better than me, then I'm actually going to be better. And I'm very, very key on personal development. I'll tell you that my day, I have to spend at least 2 hours developing myself, learning and seeing what can I add to myself. So that is very important. The other that I also believe in relationships. So I believe that my success is not just independent of me as an individual. I believe in growing with other people. And that alone has been a really game changer for me. Even in the workplace. I have, as a leader, I need to ensure that the people that I'm working with need to know what I know or even go beyond. I need to be able to groom them so that it can create an opportunity for me to be able to grow. So that when I grow, the people that are taking over me are actually people that I've been able to groom. And that's legacy for me.
Wow.
So that is very important. And of course, the other is as an aspect of integrity and making sure that you keep by your word. Because I believe that integrity is part of my personal brand. Knowing that people are going to trust me. Because you see, people, opportunities are going to come to you because people like you, people trust you.
True.
So I need to be able to create the level of trust that you'll be able to see me and say, I think I can trust this person.
And I think that's how one of the disciplines I borrowed, by the way. Glad you said you're also a student of the late Miles Monroe.
Exactly.
That one of the ways on how to deal with kindness, because when you're too kind, people take you for a ride. People take you for granted. Yeah. One of the disciplines I learned is what you're doing, integrity, resilience, and meaning that I have built some values around me and disciplines that when they say, will you be available tomorrow? Then I'll ask, what time? And then at 10. And I'm like, at 10, I have a plan for it. And then I will tell you, I am not available. However juicy the deal might be, I will say, I'm not available because I have committed myself somewhere. So next time when you need me, they will say, oh, if you want Chris, make sure. So you have values around you so that people know you for something. That when you call Coach Samuel at 2 a.m., he will pick your call and he will give you an ear. and he will listen to you. That when you call him to come at 10, he will show up at 9:30. So when you have those disciplines around you, people will never take you for a ride.
Exactly. Yeah.
Are you short-tempered or even-tempered?
The other. I'm not short-tempered.
How do you deal with those that don't agree with you?
So I believe that everyone has the opinion. So I basically usually create harmony in that by knowing that there will always be disagreement.
One thing you've learned from all the people you've coached?
So one thing I've learned is people are willing to be able to learn and to be able to grow if they have the right guidance in place.
What do you tell yourself when you look into the mirror?
So what I usually tell myself in the mirror is, Samuel, you are created for greatness, and there's an accomplishment you have to deliver before you're actually born.
Have you ever felt like giving up?
Yes, there have been many times when I've felt like giving up, but I think what keeps me going is my why, because even in those moments when I feel like giving up, I believe that it is actually for a reason. I'm a Christian. I drew a lot from the journey of Jesus Christ. Even when he was at the cross, he actually felt like he wished.
Have you ever doubted him?
Have I ever doubted him? I'm human, and I would say that there are times when I've thought about my abilities as an individual and forgotten the abilities of God. So in that way, there's an element of doubt. So where I've played to my own abilities instead of believing that God can actually do greater things for me. So I've had those cases, and I think what I love about the fact that God is merciful and gracious, that no matter those circumstances, I'm able to come back.
Amen.
Yeah.
What don't people know about you?
So what people don't know about me is I'm an introvert.
Hey,
So-
you're kidding me, not?
So people that know me and who have lived with me know that I'm an introvert, but the outside world, and I think this is something I've worked on for quite a while intentionally, because I believe that my purpose was on the other side of my personality. So over time, I've had to work beyond my being introvert to now act in the extroversy.
What makes you a good father and a good husband?
Wow, very good question. You know, I'm a salongo, so I'm a father to twins.
Whoa, congratulations.
So what makes me a good father, I think, to my children is listening. I do believe that if I listen well to my children, then means that I'm actually going to be able to be a good father to them. Yeah.
If not financial literacy or financial coaching, what would it be?
So if not financial literacy or coaching, so I'm an accountant, so financial literacy and coaching is already another thing. But I would say that I would be a preacher.
Do you have any regrets?
I think I don't have regrets. Why? Because I believe for whatever might have been a regret was actually for a purpose.
What do you want people to remember about this conversation?
So what I want people to remember about this conversation is when it comes to your finances, you need to think about two things: your incomes and expenses. And if your expenses cannot be reduced, like in our economy, Uganda, then you need to multiply your income. And you have all it takes to actually multiply the income. And when you believe in self around that aspect, you see possibilities.
Wow, thank you so much. We have really drained you, but thank you so much for allowing us sit at your feet and sip out all that financial wisdom together with the people that have watched all this all the way from the Genesis up to now. Before we let you go, I would like you to look into this camera and share with the people. Tell them, what is money or anything about money?
Yeah, thank you so much. So to our viewers, and I want to say thank you so much for following this podcast. Please subscribe, like Mr. Simon indicated. I want to say that money is not an end in itself. As we look for money, we should not forget that there's more to money than the money itself. And this I say because for some of you, you think that you were created to pay bills because every day you're paying bills and you're looking for more money. My advice is sit back and be able to reflect and strategize around your life and see what exactly does money mean to me and what do I want to do with this money that I'm looking out for. Because once you understand your why when it comes to your money, means that it is easier for you to be able to actually pursue the money easily. And sometimes it's not about how much you're earning, but what you're able to do with that money. And that's why we see teachers whom we think earn a very little amount of money. These people have been able to do great things, build homes and take care of families and take students to university. So you too need to look at your money, not from the spirit of thinking that because you're earning little, you cannot do much. I want you to think around money from the perspective of a producer. Can I utilize this money to produce more money? Stop thinking about money from the aspect of just consuming. When you receive that salary tomorrow, don't just look at it from the perspective that how much can I spend on that money? What is this money going to be spent on? Ask yourself, what else can I do with this money so that I can plant it to be able to create more money? When you have that perspective around money, means that even if you're earning a very little amount of money, you'll be able to see a possibility around it. You'll be able to see, say, I can get this amount of money, pick, even if it's 10% of it, buy a product, sell it to another person, create more money at the end of the day. And you see, today you're earning that amount of money. It's unlikely that you're going to earn this money forever. So plan for tomorrow. And that comes around your saving. And do not just save. Make sure you invest your money at the end of the day and remain disciplined along your journey. And with that, you can be able to achieve your financial goals. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Wow, we've come to the end of this conversation, and I would like to say thank you so much, Coach Samuel. It's been a pleasure sitting at your feet and learn together with the people that have watched this right from the Genesis up to now. Thank you so much. Well, friends, thank you so much for being part of this wonderful conversation. I'm pretty sure that we have learned something very, very important about why you need to save, why you need to have the money, and how you need to spend it, and why you need to save it. It's very important. So have a personal reflection on why, that why. Separate yourself and have that conversation within you, that candid talk, that, why do I need the money? Have it, and you never know where that will lead. My name is Chris Makanga, and may the good Lord of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob be with you until we meet in another video. But if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do that so that you can become a member of this family. Bye-bye.